While in London, I decided to do some bourbon hunting and ended up at one of the most unique whiskey spots I've ever visited, the Buffalo Trace pop-up shop in London. But here's the twist, this isn't a regular whiskey bar or distillery. You can't just walk in and order a pour, you have to book an experience. I didn't book one, but I still went in to see what I could find, and what I ended up discovering was pretty special. A Buffalo Trace London store pick, bottled exclusively for this shop. Let's check it out. Before we dive in, if you love bourbon hunts, distillery deep dives, and rare finds from around the world, make sure to like this video and subscribe to World of Whiskey. We explore whiskey culture from Kentucky to London and beyond, one pour at a time. Now, let's head inside Buffalo Trace London. You'll find the Buffalo Trace London shop tucked away in Covent Garden at 32 to 33 Long Acre, just a short walk from the underground station. From the outside, it's sleek, that signature Buffalo Trace branding with copper accents and warm wood tones that instantly make you feel like you're about to step into a little piece of Kentucky right in the heart of London. Inside, it's beautifully designed, part retail space, part tasting room. You'll see displays of the entire Buffalo Trace lineup: Buffalo Trace Bourbon, Eagle Rare, Sazerac Rye, E.H. Taylor, and even the iconic Pappy Van Winkle lineup showcased behind glass. Now, the thing to understand right away, this isn't a full bar or distillery outpost. It's technically a pop-up experience shop, meaning if you want to sit down and have a tasting, you have to book one of their guided experiences ahead of time. You can't just walk up and order a pour. Since I didn't have time for an experience, I focused on the retail side, seeing what bottles, merch, and exclusive finds they had available. Even though I didn't do one this trip, the staff I spoke to were super friendly and explained what the tasting experiences include, and also some special tastings they have throughout the year. For example, they did have Double Eagle, very rare, available to taste not too long after the grand opening. There are a few main options. Taste of the Trace, around 20 pounds or $28, includes 3 core pours: Buffalo Trace Bourbon, Sazerac Rye, and Bourbon Cream, with the option to try a Buffalo and Ginger Ale cocktail. Then there is the Art of Blending, an experience where you blend Traveler's Whiskey with another Buffalo Trace product, which sounds like something you can do at home. Tradition and Change, a more premium guided tasting, 35 pounds or about $50, featuring White Dog Mash Hasson, Buffalo Trace, Eagle Rare 10-year, and E.H. Taylor small batch, plus a Buffalo Trace Old Fashioned to wrap it up. Then lastly, the most interesting one, and one I would have loved to do if I had both time and luggage space, is you get to pick your very own barrel of Buffalo Trace and get to take home a bottle, which was about 60 pounds or about $80. All experiences take place behind the retail space at their exclusive tasting bar, led by knowledgeable hosts who walk guests through the history of Buffalo Trace, their mash bills, and aging warehouses. But remember, those tastings are by appointment only. If you just walk in like I did, you'll be able to explore the shop, but you won't get to try any of the experiences unless they have an opening. Even without a tasting, the shop itself is worth visiting. It's part museum, part boutique, and I'm sure an interesting addition to the locals. They've got shelves lined with Buffalo Trace, Sazerac Rye, Eagle Rare, and Bourbon Cream, along with some exclusive London-only merchandise, Buffalo Trace London glassware, t-shirts, leather bar mats, even tote bags that read "From Kentucky to Covent Garden." Price-wise, it's pretty fair for London. Eagle Rare was around 45 pounds, Buffalo Trace Bourbon about 30 pounds, and Bourbon Cream just under 25 pounds. But don't expect to find anything like George T. Stagweller or Pappy sitting on the shelves. Those are strictly for display or special event pours. The focus here really isn't on retail turnover, it's on brand experience. You walk in, you learn the story, you feel that Kentucky connection. It's about bringing the distillery's heritage across the pond. Now, let's talk about what I did find, because this is where things got interesting. Tucked in among the regular Buffalo Trace bottles was something you don't see every day at Buffalo Trace London store pick. This single barrel selection was chosen specifically for the London location, hand-selected from barrels at the Frankfurt distillery by the London team. The sticker literally reads Buffalo Trace London Edition. I know it's just a Buffalo Trace store pick, but it's still a cool souvenir for fans. No exact barrel details were printed, but the staff said each pick is unique to the shop and only available in limited quantities. Price-wise, it was around £30 and came with its own medallion, which is actually a solid deal for a store pick in central London. That's the kind of stuff I love, finding something that connects back to Kentucky but exists only because Buffalo Trace expanded globally. So even though I didn't book a tasting, I still left with something you can't get anywhere else. Even without tasting, the overall vibe of the store was very interesting. The layout is cozy, modern, and classy. Everything from the barrel wood walls to the lighting makes you feel like you're in a distillery lounge. The staff was happy to answer questions, talk mash bills, and share insights about future events. They even hinted that the London pop-up could eventually rotate featured barrels or host seasonal events, so if you're planning a visit, keep an eye out for updates. It's not your typical bourbon hunt, no dusty bottles hiding behind counters or surprise stag bottles on a back shelf, but it's a modern and British curated take on the bourbon experience. Is it worth stopping by? Absolutely, as long as you know what you're getting into and that it may be just window shopping. Don't expect a bar, don't expect to sip George T. Stagg at the counter. This is about the story, the setting, and the exclusive releases like that London store pick. If you're in London and you love bourbon, it's 100% worth stopping by, even if it's just to grab a bottle, a few photos, and connect with the global Buffalo Trace community. It's a reminder that bourbon isn't just an American thing anymore, it's becoming a worldwide passion other than Japan, of course. So that's my bourbon hunting experience at Buffalo Trace London. No tasting this time, but still a successful hunt with that exclusive London store pick. If you enjoyed this video, hit that like button, subscribe to World of Whiskey, and drop a comment below. If Buffalo Trace opened a shop in your city, what bottle would you want them to feature? Till next time, cheers, and keep hunting for great whiskey wherever you are in the world.